We're finally here with the offseason in our Sacramento City Miners Relocation Fantasy Draft franchise. Obviously, we're still in the playoffs because we need to see these stats and awards for all the players and, see who wins the Super Bowl, see what kind of dev-ups we had, if any. Then we'll get to the fun part, which is free agency, the draft. And I don't know about free agency in general, though. Like, there's going to be a lot of players that are getting offers from teams, and unless, some players are like Mr. Epstein who are surprisingly into the Miners, I don't know if we're going to sign many. Like that one does. Yep. Of course, let's take a look at the stats and awards. Did we actually even look at our own stats and awards? Obviously, we did put up over 5,000 yards passing, or maybe not over, but yeah, about 5,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns almost passing, which, it's okay. The yards are great, but those interceptions, 36 interceptions to be exact. Matt Corral did finish with a pretty acceptable passer rating, or completion at least, and obviously, passer rating wasn't bad either, but under 200 yards per game is just not going to cut it. Yards per attempt were actually pretty decent. Rushing, Zach Evans actually did have a pretty good season, but Tony House came in, kind of dominated, and as you can see, he did have a better yards per carry, which as a power back is pretty impressive. He had way more touchdowns. He was just better in the goal line situation. So we probably have our two running backs set, Zach Evans and Tony House, or vice versa, if you will. Receiving, Bryce Cody was great. Did he get a dev up, though? I don't know. Same with Dunn. Should go to star, right? That should be guaranteed. Naylor, not the greatest season, but he was moved around quite a bit, and then Burks at the number 1 spot. He just doesn't have the release, so wide receiver will be on our list. I'd rather get someone in free agency than the draft, but we'll see what happens there. Offensive line, O'Neal was the worst, but technically we don't know because Austin Jackson, don't even know if he was a starter for his previous team. As you can see, 607 snaps, which is, not the highest. Oh, yeah, we traded our guy, didn't we? So there's that, but O-line's definitely a focus, especially the interior. Tyndall over 100 tackles. No one else got to that. I guess Palamau as a safety was pretty good. But those are the interceptions. McKenzie was good, and he was a rookie, so maybe rookie of the year, maybe some chance at superstar. McCollum definitely to star. Don't know if he'll get to superstar. Kicking, Kazu was actually really good. Did have one of his extra points blocked, apparently, in Sim, and then the 3 field goals, I would assume, were also Sim misses. And then Waitman, a lot of directional punting rather than straight up just saying long punting. Rico Gafford, almost 2,000 yards kick returning with 1 touchdown. Would have liked to see that touchdown a little bit higher. What was his average? 22.5. Yeah. I mean, he had a lot of burn. You can't blame him for, not playing super well as our blockers suck in general. But you also can't blame me with that average for not trying to retain him. CJ Stroud had a pretty good season. I don't really know if I really care about this stuff because obviously there's going to be some pretty good quarterbacks and players across the league, but it doesn't matter how good they are. It's about how good we can become, and obviously that is still a work in progress. But just, I guess, a quick look. Ayuk over 2,000 yards. Holy crap. 19 touchdowns. DJ Moore obviously had an amazing season. I'd love to see that in interdivisional, but Bryce Cody was actually up there for yards, 92 catches as well. So there's he didn't have the number 1 catches though. I was about to say there was a chance for him to maybe go to X Factor, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But hopefully we can get him to at least superstar. He had number 1 in yards, and he was like top 5 in a few other categories, but I think you need to be top 4. I'm not really sure, but sacks allowed, I suppose it could always be worse. And then looking at the sack totals, Myles Garrett 22. There's some pretty high numbers in here. If we could even get to let me get down the list here a little bit. If we could even get to this, that'd be great. 8.5. I mean, that's the goal for next season. Have an edge rusher with 8.5 or higher, and of course interceptions. We have a guy with 12, so that's clearly number 1. Anyone else do better? Yeah, Mostert, way better yards per return as well. Yikes, look at our guy. He's not even close. Look, he's like dead last almost. He's all the way back here. Oh my god. That is not good. Yikes. But yeah, those are the stats and awards coming up. Trevor Lawrence, the MVP of the league, over Pickett. That ratio is insane by Pickett, but I guess not good enough as Trevor Lawrence wins the MVP award. Coach of the Year goes to the Chargers. As far as the players of the year that we care about, this AFC side. Miners, no! He almost had Defensive Player of the Year, but Myles Garrett yoinked it. Well, there's that. Deveron Dunn, the Rookie of the Year, who could go to Superstar. Kind of, yeah, I probably would rather have Dunn win Rookie of the Year. He had a really good season, especially with those touchdowns. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Eddie Bishop. I mean, we did have a lot of decent rookies. Thought maybe it would have been McKenzie, though. Obviously not on the list for quarterback. Running back, definitely not on the list either. But receiver, number 2 for Dunn. So Pro Bowler, which is nice. O-line, no. D-line, no, obviously. Linebacker, maybe for some tackles, no. DB, obviously. McCollum at number 1. With McKenzie at 5. Bishop at 6. I guess it paid off for Bishop to really have a nice couple of weeks there at the end. What were his actual stats? So Bishop finished with 3 interceptions, but he did have 4 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss, 84 tackles in general, and he did have no touchdown. I thought he had a touchdown. A couple fumble recoveries, force. He did have a couple of, his hand in a couple of plays, so not a bad rookie year for him. We won both rookie awards, which is, DevUps are coming. DevUps are coming. This offense could look a lot different. We could have 3 superstar receivers when it's all said and done here, which I think is very likely, actually. Looking at the AFC side for the Pro Bowl, who did we get? So Dunn was the wide receiver 1, which is crazy. Cody at the number 2. O-line obviously not on the list. D-line not on the list. Safety, McCollum at number 1 for the cornerbacks. And that was it, sadly. But a couple players in the Pro Bowl, which is nice. And then let's go to the Super Bowl. The Bills, our division rival, going up against the Packers. We know who we have to chase, win or lose, as the Bills apparently are the real deal. Who's going to win it? It is the Bills. All right. The Bills have a Super Bowl win, and they're obviously in our division, so that means extra to us. But here it is, moment of truth. Did we get the DevUps, specifically Cody? And we did. Dunn went straight to Superstar. Impressive. Very impressive. We'll definitely take that. And then Bryce Cody goes to Superstar as well. Second win, what a terrible ability. Any other abilities you can get? Recuperation or second win? I don't think that really matters. I think both those abilities suck. But well on our way. Obviously, there is questions about Jalen Naylor now, especially since we have a little bit more options with a superstar tight end, a superstar wide receiver, and Dunn. 25-year-old Naylor not really being utilized super well. Obviously, he's far from the problem, but if we end up finding some sort of avenue for a trade and we get decent value out of him, obviously, we're going to, explore that a little bit. And then defensively, there's the DevUps. McCollum is on the older side, though, so 25 years old. He absolutely needed to get to Superstar, but it would have been nice to see him go to X Factor, but I suppose didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year. But Star, then Superstar, so really impressive there. And he is a 75-plus man corner. Get that slot upgrade. Really do need some zone, but look at the upgrade from slot. A +4 to man. It's ridiculous, dude. Inside shade, I guess. It's kind of busted, but my league, my rules. And, of course, McKenzie, another big dev up there as he goes to Superstar from normal as well. Not right away, but from normal on the season. Got that breakout and then ended up becoming a Superstar with the end of the season stuff. No dev up, or overall up to get him that ability slot, but 2 Superstar corners now, 3 Superstar receivers, and then a new safety, obviously, in dev up-wise. Eddie Bishop absolutely needed this because safety was one of our biggest issues, but with his dev up here, he is obviously a threat now, and he's clearly the number 1 strong safety, so if we're going to replace anyone, it would not be him. I do like Palomau the way he plays, but as far as, future-wise, ceiling-wise, I don't know if he's the best option. He's 24 now already, I'm pretty sure, and didn't go up in dev, and he's super low overall. I think that's a position you have to look at as well. Not guaranteed to replace him. He's 25, actually. But, at worst case, he would still be on the team. He just wouldn't be a starter anymore. Let's go to re-signings. Before then, maybe leave a like if you guys are enjoying so far and you're excited for the offseason, the free agency and the draft, and next season in general. If we get to, 702 likes. We'll upload the preseason tomorrow, so I'd have to get on it right away. But yeah, we'll do that. Ed Ingram, do not remember his name being on here. Obviously, Tony House was not on there because they didn't give us a chance. So a couple of guys that we really want to keep that we're only getting a chance to re-sign right now, which is super fair. But we do have a lot of money, so let's make sure this happens. A 2-year 10 for Ed Ingram. I don't want to go too crazy because he may get replaced, but also don't want to be left without him. And then Tony House, he really showed up, and I really like him. But running back is a dime a dozen, so I don't want to just sign him to a 4-year 25 or something ridiculous. But I want a fair contract because he obviously showed up big time, and he wouldn't be signing for a 1-year $800K. So a 3-year 10.5 I think is fair. I think that's fair because it is a dime a dozen position. He's a power back. He's limited in a way for what he can do. He's not going to be able to put up 2,000 yards or 1,500 yards, which a lot of running backs now are kind of aiming for. We tried to get Palomao already. A 2-year 4. Oh, we lost Palomao, huh? I'm going to be honest with you, though. I don't imagine many teams are going to be looking at him like, that's our guy. That's our guy. And as far as everyone else goes, I did kind of like Enekbari, but I think we're letting them all go. We are obviously going to need a new edge rusher, starting and backup-wise, so we're going to be paying attention to the position, but as far as the guys that we have, I'm okay with losing them. All right, here it is, moment of truth. Do we have anybody? Holy Jonathan Taylor. Jesus. That would be a name. DeMarcus Lawrence would be a name. Jalen Phillips. Xavier. Okay, so there are some very good players here that I did not expect to be here. Charles Cross. Problem is, all of these guys they've got contracts offered to them, which are going to be pretty close to expected value. For somebody to join us, we'd have to, I would say, a minimum, be offering $5 million more than anyone else, which we won't be able to know, which is the problem. So I'm not actually sure. So we pretty much have to find players that just don't have offers. Otherwise, we're just not going to be able to compete for them because who the hell wants to join our little no-win team, basically. And obviously, as expected, quarterback is non-existent. I would like to sign somebody just to have an option, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Jay Wagner. Was this actually a guy we were looking at? Why do I feel like this is a guy we were looking at? Paranoid Sense of Pressure, and I think I threw it away because I was like, oh, hell no. Paranoid, suck that. Don't know what that means, but sure. So in theory, we could get Dobbins. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's way out of our price range. He's going to ask for way too much. I mean, somebody's going to give him way too much, and that's not even us. That's not even a team that's close to winning. Why would you want to join this team if you know you're just going to get stacked against all damn day? I'd be asking for fully guaranteed if you were to... You want me, you're offering fully guaranteed. Wide receiver's not that big of a need of ours, but it would be nice to add somebody, as I just don't think Burks is the guy. But the draft is also an option. Do you really want somebody that's on the older side when you're not ready to win just yet? I mean, obviously we're ready to win, and we probably will win some games. Will we make the playoffs? Maybe. Will we win the Super Bowl? Unlikely, but it's a possibility. But as far as would I grab a guy like Calvin Ridley? Probably not. Now, Zion Johnson, I think I can make this work. It's going to cost us a lot, but I think I can make it work. A 3 or 36 is not even actually that crazy. It is significantly higher than the Broncos. I think that's a fair contract. A 3 or 33, he is joining kind of a lesser team, but he is also younger. So even if he, this is where he's guaranteeing that money, setting himself up for life. At the end of the day, he's still going to be young after the contract. So if we're still not built by then, and he's been playing decently well, he can still get a lot of money from some contender. I think that's a fair contract. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anyone else, sadly, but as far as the offensive line goes, that is a nice addition, and Denver's really not making it hard on us, thankfully. Whereas a guy like, DeMarcus Lawrence, that's not really going to happen. He's asking for a ton, and there's 14 teams interested. There's no way we can win that. Uh-oh, I made my list, and the two guys I wanted the most did not sign. We did get Nakobe Dean, though, on a 2-year 12. A lot of potential there, obviously. We got a new punter who has 98 kick power, offered him a 2-year 8. And then Enekbari is back on a 1-year 5.5. There was just no offers on, any of these guys, but specifically Enekbari. I'm not really sure how much more I need to pay for Zion. Told you it was going to be a problem trying to get these guys here. his market has opened up a little bit, so to show him we want him more than ever, we have bumped it by another like $9 million. So we're hoping that's enough. And then we offered Mike Morris, I think it was a 2-year deal. Actually, it might have only been a 1 year, but a 2-year 16. It's costing us a lot of money, but that's, the part of being kind of bad. So it's just the way it goes. And we ended up getting them both. Zion Johnson could not resist. That is a really good contract, in fairness, for him. And then Mike Morris, of course, a 2-year 16. Don't know where he fits in just yet because the strength is a little lacking for a guy to play DT, but he is 6'6", 291. He has enough athleticism around the edge, but as far as like DT goes, he could play that as well. 81 power move's great. 76 block shed's good enough. He's automatically an upgrade on this team, so whether he plays edge or interior, it's a mad win. So we ended up landing ourselves technically 4 new starters when you consider the punter, but 3 new starters realistically. And we did pay Ed Ingram a 2-year 10, but he's not guaranteed to be a starter. Center we absolutely need to replace. Right tackle's not off the list just yet, even though he is star. He's already, 25 years old, and he's kind of raw, but he's improving, so I don't hate him as a starter, but as far as is he locked in? No. Whereas like Zion Johnson, obviously we just got him. He's locked in. Tight ends are locked in. Dunn is one of the wide receiver positions locked in at least. And yeah, so 74 overall now. Obviously not everything has changed. Leo Chanel would still be a starter. Oh, was Tyndall? Tyndall wasn't a star before, was he? Am I like that laxed with the series that I just don't remember? Yeah, he had a scenario back in week 11. Nice. Stupid idiot. But yeah, Tyndall, Nakobe Dean, and I would say Leo Chanel. But even though we paid for, we traded for Leo Chanel, he's not a guaranteed starter. So if we find someone else, that'll be the game. But yeah, edge is still a problem as I don't know if I want to start Barno or Benito, but there just wasn't an option in free agency. So the draft would be more realistic there. But we've definitely done a pretty good job here in the offseason. Oh, I completely forgot about Palamau. If he's still there, I might try to grab him back. But we've done a good job so far. Still, lower-end names, but that's just the game we have to play to slowly build up a name for ourselves. And, then maybe teams will start, players start wanting to come here. I'm surprised we even got Zion. You can see we offered the initial way highest bid, and he still was like, yeah, I don't know about that. We bumped it, finally accepted it, thankfully. But let's see if there's any free safeties. Caden Stearns, it wouldn't be terrible. Don't know if I want Palamau back, obviously as a starter, but I do kind of just want him back in general. And Palamau made a very bad decision because we did give him guarantees, and he bet on himself, made the wrong bet. Safety is not a position you really want to test the open market unless you're that guy. I don't know why he thought he was that guy. I suppose the way he plays, the way he hits, you can definitely see that he has that in him, but yeah, I would think he's regretting things a little bit. All right, so hopefully our list is updated here when it comes to the private scouting that I've done, but this is what our board looks like. Siri, who is not projected as high as Clinton, is my number 1 here. I believe he has a little bit of speed, if I'm not mistaken, right? He does 4.62, which is pretty nice. This would be the guy I'm aiming at number 2. If he's there and if that is the position I'm going for. But you can't go wrong with Clinton either. He's not as fast, but he is very good at throwing. A little bit shorter, and by a little bit I mean like way shorter. Pagel, he's an unprojected, a UDFA projected guy who's really solid too. He's like one of those guys where it's like, if you just skip and you go for him, you can trade down pick 2, just saying. If he's UDFA, though, he's probably someone I take even if we land our franchise quarterback at pick 2 overall. And there's so many other guys. Like, this guy would be so nice to have because he's very fast. And he's 6'2", also 21 years old, which is great. Pretty solid route running as well. There's 2 6'5" guys. Well, 1 6'4", basically the same thing, that I'm very interested in as well. I think there's a chance I maybe see how high the first one goes and then maybe take the second of that. As you can see, Connor Snow, 21 years old, 6'4". He would be the guy I would want a little bit more because I think he's a bit more athletic, but I don't know if he's as good as jumping than Rice. Rice is a little bit older as well. Oh, Rice is actually faster. Although you can see, look at that left side, definitely misleading, but I think Rice is better because he has that better jumping as well. He is a little older, but he is also a little taller and better athleticism. Some linemen here. Roberts looks great. This guard, he looks like a project player. Center looks solid. That might be our guy we go for. Right guard's solid. The right tackle's solid, and he's huge. This guy, I think you have to grab for edge. I think you have to. 6'4", 270, very athletic, 21 years old. A power move, A awareness, A tackle. Very solid player there. That would be who I'd aim at. But there's also a day 3 A finesse, which I don't see often. Might be another guy that we draft, even if, Sneed's our guy. It's a little bit more, makes more sense because we actually do need multiple edge rushers. Pierman looks pretty good, but he's a first rounder, so it's like, don't know if we could really make a trade up when we need so much. Even at that pick 2 in the second round, we're probably looking to trade down, to be honest. A couple of linebackers, don't really need that as much with Nakobe Dean, but maybe draft one of them. Maybe Holmes if he's there like 4th or 5th round. Best is an edge rusher, I believe, but I don't know if I got to scout him. I just know that he's the best of that. Oh, yeah, he does have an A power move. He is the best of those like 6'4" outside linebackers. Besides the first guy, there's a guy that's projected in like the first 10 picks that's like really good. There's another really tall corner, 6'4", would be such a good player to grab, but corner's not really our need right now, so even though he looks like a can't miss, I gotta let him go. And then safeties, there's a corner here that can maybe play safety because he's got good zone. This guy would probably be the guy I'm aiming for, though. 21 years old, just fast enough with a B zone coverage, obviously. And then you do have TJ Allen, though, who is on the taller side, and he is a little more athletic, it seems. A catching and C zone coverage could wait a little bit on him with a day 3, you would assume. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but I think we're actually taking QB pick 2 overall. I think the consensus of how to play the draft has changed over the years. It used to be develop the team, get the quarterback. I think now if you think you can get yourself your franchise quarterback, you take it. I think you just do. Who is pick 1? So the Buccaneers. I am going to try to play this tactically, though. If the Buccaneers don't need QB, do you think about trading down? Because we have 2 options, even though I think Siri is the better of the 2. Jared Goff, so they might actually take... See, the thing is, if they take Siri, do I even take the other guy? The other guy's very accurate, but man, lacking of acceleration, a lack of athleticism does play a factor, man. That speed is not great. It's going to be like 80 at very best, I would say. Probably 78. 78, is that good enough? I don't know, but we're obviously not going to pick 1, so let's see. And they take edge, which makes things almost just as interesting. Cardinals and Seahawks and Vikings. Let's see. Cardinals have Hurts, so they will not take a quarterback. Seahawks have Allen, so they will not take a quarterback. The Vikings need QB. Who is... See, the Vikings would be jumping other teams. They'd basically be trading with us to take our player, basically. I mean, you look at these teams, and there's just... Other than the Vikings and us, there's really not a lot of teams that need picks, or quarterbacks. So, do you not just trade with Minnesota? Ooh! Relocation team! Let's go! So just looking at the trade offers, the Vikings are a team that's interested, but they're not willing to part with that second round this year. I try to make a trade for that second round this year, and they haven't done it. I might have to make a different trade with another team to get enough to make the trade. I offered them, I mean, more than fair comp, and they did not want it. I do worry that they are the guys that take our quarterback, but I mean, the teams in between don't need QB, so they're not going to take one. We take a little bit of a risk as we lose our starting center technically, but we are absolutely drafting new linemen in this one, as the line we have, it really didn't play well, so we're going to try to use that 5th round pick to sweeten the pot just enough with Minnesota to make the trade, I think. We're really trying to make this trade work. McGrone, Taylor, and 130 for 99, losing more depth on our team, but I'm okay with it. I kind of don't want to lose Taylor, but McGrone definitely has worn off on us, and sadly, he was not going to have a starting spot with us, so in a way, if you love him, set him free. That's kind of the way that works. This trade really doesn't feel like it's that worth it anymore. That's the wrong team. This trade doesn't really feel like it's even that worth it anymore, as we're losing 2 4th-round picks that are decently high. Let's see, 1 sec. Okay, so it is significantly higher, but I am also losing pick 2 overall, so, you know, if this doesn't work, I might just take the quarterback and call it a day. So, you know, that's basically it. If you don't want this trade, we're taking our pick at QB. You lose your pick. Boom. All right, pick 2 overall is Siri. Y'all wanted to play around. You lose Siri. Eli Siri, please be hidden. There we go. 86 speed, 91 excel, 87 agility, 90 change of direction, jumping, who cares, 92 throw power. He's 6'4", which is ridiculous. He's 6'4". Got a little bit of trucking and stiff arm. I don't know if that's actually true, but looks great. I'm not mad. You know, I would have taken one of the other quarterbacks. They wanted to play games. I hope somebody just steals them. I don't know why they would, but let's see Minnesota. If they don't take QB, they do take Artie Clinton. Maybe he does end up being the better of the two, which I guess it'd be smart for them to hold off, but I don't expect us to trade up, so I'm just going to move down. There are a lot of really good players that we're going to miss there, but that's, I mean, the way it is. Running back from Tampa Bay. They need a quarterback. They didn't take one either of their picks. Interesting. The 6'4" corner is like, hey, buddy, you remember me? It's like, I do. But I can't remember you that well because I need a trade down badly because we have so many needs. We cannot lose the left end, though. Where is he? Sneed. We do have McGriff, but he's going to be so much more raw, you would assume at least, day 3. Sneed is an interesting pick. I think you trade down to maybe like... I don't want to risk him, though. Maybe... I don't want to lose him. But we have to trade down. You know, even though edge is that big of a need, we do have a backup plan with that McGriff guy at least. I need multiple picks. I'm not going to be able to, you know, even come close to the draft I want without grabbing another, like, 4th at least, maybe a 3rd. All right, we trade 34 and Dawson now, another starting lineman for 45 and 77. I don't want to lose the depth, but I kind of have to. I got to get a little risky. I have to add players. They wanted a running back bad. They got one. Is Sneed going to be gone? There's a chance, dude. There's a chance. 13 is... I mean, I'm going slow. It's not going to change the fact because I'm not trading up. Hatchet to the Giants is insane. Oh. Oh! Please. Pittsburgh. Yes. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to take him. I can't risk him. I imagine life without him, and I just don't want to do it anymore. Both the wide receivers are still there. Honestly, if one of them goes soon, I might have to lose. I can't. We need a new wide receiver so bad. This draft is pain. This is pain. So we can't go 2 to 3 for linemen. We have to wait. Oh, I really want Bryant, though, because he's huge, but he is a right tackle. But we do need a right tackle. Do you maybe trade off? Because, I mean, technically Austin Jackson was pretty good. He'd probably be worth a 4th. Man, we're getting crazy out here, though. Where the hell is my guy? Give me Sneed already. If he's not hidden, this is an L, but a power move got to be right. Yes! Hidden development trade, 86 strength. I think that pretty much guarantees Morris as a DT, which honestly means we probably don't need a DT then. But let's move around a little bit, see if those wide receivers want to chill. Tavares, Pratt, Simmons. Okay, we're looking good on those wide receivers so far. I don't think that was one of them. Oh, there's my tackle I wanted so badly. I wanted that tackle bad. Gibson, that might have been the tight end we were looking at. I had a tight end list because I wanted a decent backup, but looking at how this is going, I don't think we're going to go for him. Ooh, snow shot, bro. I think I have to trade up. I need a wide receiver. I need a wide receiver. I don't know how good Mike Rice is, but he's got to be decent. He looked really athletic for a 6'5" guy. Let's see what we can do here. Do they need... So what do they need? They need a quarterback. Matt Corral, we did sign him up, so it kind of would defeat the purpose. We already got rid of half the linemen. Barno is honestly tradable, especially with the injury concerns. Especially if we get McGriff, but I can't guarantee we're going to get McGriff, so I don't want to get rid of Barno just yet because of that. But it would be nice to have him for the trade. And the problem is we really don't have many of those like 5th or 6th round picks. Like this should be like no more than probably a 6th. I would actually take this trade, I think. Oh, they would actually be very close too. I'm just going to call that a very close trade, and they can have this random guy to seal the deal. There you go. I think that was a fair trade. I mean, they're getting a full 4th next year from a team that was 4 wins. You know, we're getting a late 5th this year. Big deal. But let's grab the wide receiver, I think, because there are other options. This guy, he's on my list because he's a Blazer. 5'11", 4'3", 540. Great speed, elite excel. He's a burner. But I can't. That's not my biggest need anymore. Tight end, Murray. Roberts is a great tackle. You still have Collier, who looks like the most guaranteed lineman of the class. But I think ultimately the biggest need as of right now is a difference maker at wide receiver. Release is B to D. I wish I would have got more scout because release is the biggest problem on this team right now. I've got to take my chance. Mike Rice is him. And he's hidden. He's big. We've got ourselves a true number one. That is the juice. All right. Nice. We're actually kind of killing the draft right now. I really want a lineman, but wait, was that my safety? What's the name of my safety? It's McKnight, not Thornton. Of course, once again, we might have to pivot a little bit. Might have to... Oh, there's a lineman. I think if that guard's still there at the start of the third, I got to trade up. Oh, I don't want to lose him. Don't want to spend this much on a... Oh, I don't know if I can actually afford the trade up. I don't think I can, dude. Like, we might have to trade up into the third, so I can't trade up on the third. I'm going to have to let him go. And I was just about to trade up with the Vikings, and I was like, you know what? They kind of declined our trade. I don't even want to work with them. And, of course, look. Oh, hell no. What am I waiting for? I'll give up a 7th to the Lions. I don't care. What the hell am I doing? We traded off like half of our depth on the offensive line for like literally no option. We have like no one. What are we doing? Oh, they need a center too. Well, I mean, I guess center's not their biggest need. There's a quarterback still there. I would imagine Pagel is still there. But pick 10 now after that 7th round trade will be the center of my attention. Eddie Hanks. He's kind of raw, but, I mean, he can't be much worse than the guy we just traded off, Hill. So, another hidden. It's a win. It's a win. I have a feeling that guard is normal dev, but I think if he is there in the 4th, I might have to grab him. And that safety, like I just said, safety's not that big of a priority to me, but at the same time, he does look pretty decent. And our division rivals, the Dolphins, take him. I was trying to make trade-ups with teams before. Didn't have the capital. I was thinking, you know what? One of the best pieces we probably have to trade is Treylon Burks. And all the teams there just didn't need a wide receiver. Still trying to trade Treylon Burks off. I don't know if we're going to find a team, though. But obviously, Burks would be the number 4 at best going into this season. So there's not a whole lot of reason to keep him around. And I guess with that being said, we're just going to let the board kind of fall, and maybe I should have not fast sim, but I'm just going to deal with it. We have back-to-back picks here. I kind of still want McGriff, though, but I want to make sure we tie up all the loose ends that we have. Make sure that we have... Pagel's at UDFA. I don't know why I expected the Lions to take him that high. But make sure we have all of our starters. Ooh, Abraham would be nice. Shorts is decent, but I don't know if we actually need him anymore. And the safety, even though raw, is still there. He's 21 years old, 6'2". I think I have to take him. TJ Allen, he's our best option. Sadly, normal development trade, but 90 speed, 90 excel, 85 jump. I can work with it. 6'2", 21 years old. Probably already projects to be the number 1. That is how bad this this group of players is. But McGriff, I'm debating. How fast was he again? I don't think he was that fast, but 6'4", 4.62 is pretty good. I wouldn't hate having a linebacker like Donnell Holmes, who's pretty fast. He's not that fast, so he's probably 86, 87 speed. Then you have the DT, Mr. Justin Shorts, but you also have Morris, who you just paid. It's very rare to see an A finesse this late. He's got elite speed. He is very good. He's 22, but he is tiny. Don't know how I feel about that. Also have the guard. How strong was he? Pass block is really bad. Yeah, he is a bad pass blocker. I can't do that. Yeah, obviously we got Zion Johnson, but we kind of regressed our offensive lineman room. And you know what? McGriff, edge has been our biggest problem. I'm going to go for him. Dwayne McGriff, normal dev, slower than I thought. All right, not the best back-to-back picks there, but once again, it is the 4th round, and if we even got a little bit of help, it's worth it. Let's see what we can do with that 5th round pick. I think it's going to be very rare for us to ever trade out of a round for next year, so we're basically just going to be losing draft picks every single season. JoJo Neal's still there. Pagel's still there. Don't really need a quarterback, but man, a 3 to 4 talent grade on a UDFA, it's not the worst decision. It really isn't. Escobar... got some speed. JoJo Neal looked pretty good. Another corner I was looking at is gone. Perkins is interesting because he's, zone coverage heavy. Decent speed. Ugh, that's actually pretty ugly. The lineman's gone. Honestly, it would probably be Pagel. I think you trade down. I don't think any of these guys are needs. I guess we're going to go with Minnesota's pick. 165 this for a 7th next year with our, trade, obviously. Still get pick 5, which is pretty decent, actually. And it sucks there was no freaks. There was no, 6'8" tight ends or anything like that. Pagel's gone. I'm so curious, but it is what it is. And we've got some corners still there, specifically JoJo Neal. Do I just take him? I'm taking JoJo Neal for the depth. Normal development trade, 91 speed, 91 excel. Like I said, super reminder of McKenzie. And then in the 7th round, I'm probably going to end up taking the fullback. We really need a fullback. Our fullback sucks, and this guy actually looks pretty decent. What about Escobar? Fullbacks usually stick around. I'm going to take Escobar, I think. He was fast, right? 6 foot tall, 21 years old. Welcome on, Nick Escobar. 95 speed, 92 excel. Maybe find our new kick returner. The fullback is still there. He's 23, but he's 6'2". I didn't actually see how athletic we are. Fair enough. Fair enough athleticism, but the best fullback on the bunch. Normal dev, 80 strength, 79 speed. He's all right. We're going to take this random center. I don't think he's going to be any good, but Jose Stewart, 83 strength with 0 athleticism, but he's a late 7th, so whatever. Let's go to the end of the draft and see what we're cooking up. Let's take a look at our team. So draft recap. I'm debating on if I want to... Ooh, some nice overalls. Strong safety is pretty bad, but... I'm debating on if I want to see the devs or not, specifically for quarterback. Maybe not the other guys, but the quarterback spot. 87 short. Medium does kind of suck, which really does suck. But 92 throw power, 81 deep, 78 pressure, 86 throw on the run. Pretty athletic like we thought. Average sensor pressure, which is actually really big. His sensor pressure being decent. I don't want to take a look at his dev, but I do want to take a look at his throw style. So let's do one of those. What the hell is that? That looks fast as hell, but it's I don't even know, dude. It's really short. It's I don't even know. That's weird, but Sneed, 83 speed. Would have loved to see him be a little bit faster than that. 77 power move, 72 block shed, 86 strength. His bull rush with the high motor. It doesn't have the a power move trait. I guess it really isn't much of a power move trait. It's just bull rush. We'll say Mike Rice, a little bit on the lower overall side, but release is solid, route running's decent, catching's pretty good, can jump, 92 speed is good enough, injury and all that's decent. Great stiff arm, just no trucking, despite the fact that he's literally 6'5", 230. How is he not better at trucking? I do not know. Run block, what the hell, 54 run block for someone as big as him is a bit iffy, but sure. The center, 74 overall, we absolutely needed that. Not sure that's how I would have... that's actually not bad. Considering he's a one-style guy, his power block or his run stuff isn't terrible. It's not great, but... Yeah, I don't know if this is how I exactly envision the draft going. I thought we were going to land 2 starting linemen. Obviously, we got Zion Johnson, but... it is what it is. It's how it finished. TJ Allen, obviously a project player. Not a whole lot of hit power. I'm curious to see some of the guys we lost, like McKnight. Definitely want to take a look at that quarterback as well. We don't know the devs of our, guys, especially the quarterback, but you can kind of get an idea. McGriff, 70 overall, maybe has a chance. Preseason's going to be interesting because a lot of options on edge, right? McGriff, as of right now, you would assume it would be Barno and Sneed, but obviously it's very early. The cornerback was only a 67. The wide receiver is a 66. Don't talk about the center. The fullback, however, 74 overall. 73 run block, not bad. A little bit of trucking. We like it. We're all right with it. Do I want to take a look at any of these guys? I guess Neal will take a look at the man in zone coverage. He's obviously a depth pick anyways, but yeah, pretty raw as expected. Was there anyone else I'm trying to think of in the draft? Did we miss any? We got all of our guys. So let's take a look at obviously some of these players. I do want to take a look at, well, let's see the pick first, 1 overall. What was he? Hidden development trait, 23 years old. Very good finesse in fairness, and block shed's not bad for a true edge. These guys usually have pretty bad block shed. What's his dev? Okay, let's not judge the Buccaneers pick because they landed a very good player. Who the hell? 85 speed tight end. Normal dev, 6'2". There's no way I'm taking a 6'2 tight end, 4th overall. What is that? Please be normal. All right, hidden development trait. Pretty athletic. Faster than I would have thought. So that trait... Oh, what was his, like, sense? I guess I'll take a look at his dev first. Oof. Oof. I don't know if he's better than our guy or not, but that is hard to top. I suppose thankfully he's on the other conference. Ideal sense of pressure as well. We have made potentially the wrong choice. Under pressure, I didn't pay attention. Break sack, who gives a crap, to be honest, and he's stronger as well. Not as fast, but he is formidable. Did we make the wrong choice? I don't know. We'll find out. Where the hell are all the other guys you want? Here's Pierman, 76 overall, hidden development trait. Oh, he's good. He good. I don't know what our guy's dev is, but this guy is pretty solid. Dev for Pierman is star. Hopefully our guy's better. Here is Hatchet, who is a 77 overall, 93 speed, 6'4", hidden development trait cornerback. Holy crap, those shoulder pads are high, by the way. What the hell is going on there? Star dev. We have 2 superstar corners. I know McCollum is on the other side, but he is the best corner we have, so what am I supposed to do there? Who else was there? Bryant, 73, please be normal. Hidden development trait. His run block power, his power blocking in general sucks. Pass blocking is not great. Let's take a look what his dev was. If it's superstar, I will cry. I will cry. Okay, fair enough. We can live with star every day of the week because that's pretty standard these days. Was there anyone else? Snow, here he is. Oh, he's lower overall. Oh, he's normal. 91 speed, 89 excel. Worst jump. He's worse than our guy for sure. Even injuries lower. They made the wrong call. I mean, I was going to take whoever of the two, and they kind of saved us. I'm so curious about our guy's dev now, but obviously not going to look at that until, he actually gets to that spot. The Baron's throwing me off thinking it's the Miners. We did have Roberts on our list as well. Was he hidden? He was also hidden. Can't tell if he's better. He looks like a way worse pass blocker. Yeah, these linemen kind of sucked. Our center is actually pretty decent. Star development trait. Go to round 3. Anyone else in here? Nixon was on my list. He was hidden. 90 speed. 90 speed hidden. All right, a little bit of a makeup pick for the Seattle Seahawks. They had a terrible round 1. I didn't see their round 2. I didn't pay attention, but round 1 they were garbage. How could you be that bad to take a 6'2" normal dev corner in the first round? Here's the guard from Minnesota. Oh, we should have made the play. He's good. His power blocking's a little iffy, which player hasn't been in this draft class, but this guy is good. What's the dev if he's superstar? Okay, there's only star, but still. That would have been kind of the complete draft, although Ed Ingram wasn't terrible, so it is okay that we have to live with him. It's fine. Murray was on my list. The Giants picking up a lot of good players. Hidden dev, 87 speed with all of the traits. This guy would have given Cody a run for his money. And this would have been our backup. He is only star, so maybe not so much of a run, but that would have been a hell of a tandem, dude. That would have been insane. I didn't actually look at McKnight, but 74 overall. Lacking in the speed, though. Hidden, 89 speed, 88 excel. Hit power is not bad. Zone's great. Catching solid. Block shed sucks. Our guy's block shed sucks, too. But dev, star. Okay, at least we're not missing out on, like, superstars other than the quarterback. Don't know our quarterback. I'm curious, but not gonna look. I'm gonna try to hold off. Bowie was on my list, but he was just a backup. Oh, here's Knox, 94 speed, 94 excel, also hidden. I mean, these running backs, they literally just drafted a Pollard, didn't they? These running backs, I don't expect to be hidden ever, but that's a good pick, dude. Very good at catching as well. He is him. Star dev again, but still hidden development trait. That's a good pick. I don't really think I regret it because I like our running back room, but he would have been fun, I suppose. And we had a couple of choices here. Was there anyone? Oh, here's short, 72 overall. We should have went with him. Shouldn't we have normal? 79 finesse. Okay, it would have been hard for him to find a starting spot on the team, so I don't feel bad about it. Knight, I think, was on my list, but I really care more about Pagel as a quarterback than anyone else. Anyone else in here that I'm just forgetting? I don't think so. Oh, here's the guard, right? I think. Also hidden development trait. Very raw, which is why we passed on him. Watch, he's going to be the superstar. 68 overall, though. 68 overall. Would have been probably better than some of the players we chose, but Interesting. Wiener. Oh, Milner was on my list, too. I mean, he looks better. More athletic, better catching. And Page went in the last pick of the 5th round. Normal development trait. Yeah, it would have been another one of those project players. Pretty athletic. Trigger-happy sense of pressure. Yeah, it's good that we landed a first-round quarterback because Pagel's good, but he's definitely not the guy you want. Well, that's going to conclude the draft. Obviously, I want to take a look at a couple of free agents. We have, some number changes, potential, other changes to make before the actual preseason video begins the next, day if you guys hit the milestone, I suppose. But we have to go against Rashawn Gary, the X Factor. We were able to make our overall go up 2, not including free agencies. I don't remember. We might have went from like a 72 to a 76, which, I mean, it's not great, but looking at the base roster, we added a lot of youth, right? Like, we have a new wide receiver 1, kind of. I mean, he's the biggest of the bunch, so I just imagine he's the wide receiver 1. And I think Jalen Naylor might actually drop to slot, which, I mean, look at the season Dunn had. Is that a bad thing to have happen to you? Probably not, right? But then again, I don't want to ruin what works, so we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, the offensive line looks a little bit better. I wish we'd have done a little more for the right tackle spot. But at the same time, you compare Austin Jackson to the rookies that were there, and honestly, he is better. So if they aren't going to, if he's not going to play well, they sure as hell aren't going to play well. DTs, obviously, Mike Morris is going to play DT2 with, some rotation from Leal and Antoine. Corners are fine. Strong safety's great. Free safety is going to be a bit of a project. Linebacker, Chanel probably moves to outside. Brand new inside linebacker yet again. But that's not a bad lineup. It's still a project, but we definitely added more. And having that franchise quarterback now, it appears, will change things. That medium is a little worrisome, but outside of that, we're kind of looking good there. I want to see if there's any other players, because we could probably add a super veteran if nobody wants him, right? Like, why wouldn't we be able to? Maybe try to find a kicker turner if we can. Like Delgado is interesting. Warner, Monty Smith, Aldridge. I'm going to try to look for somebody that has like a little bit of elusiveness if I can. 84, so that guy looks like the best, right? Sucks that he's like the tallest, but Matt Aldridge will be joining the squad because he's athletic. I don't know about Escobar, what his athleticism's like, but definitely add him. Be nice to add another tight end, but I don't know if we're going to find anyone even close to as good as Turner. Ooh, Okue Bunam. I mean, this is free, preseason, so who knows who makes the roster, who doesn't. We're just going to be signing a bunch of players up and seeing if anyone has a chance. Maybe grab like a veteran lineman or two to coach up some of our starters, some of our younger starters. Logan Hall never got a contract, really? I mean, that's a decent DT backup, I'm just saying. So, yeah, we're going to be making some moves, and I suppose next episode, Wooden's here. Holy crap, I could be in here all day. I could be... Oh, his block shed sucks. Never mind. Okay. I don't know why his block shed sucks, but sure. Yeah, you'll see next episode what the starting preseason roster looks like, and then we'll have 3 games to decide who gets to stay on the team and who gets to start. There's a lot of options here in free agency still, so I'm still going to be signing a lot, but they are kind of backup moves as of right now, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, if you guys want to see the preseason episode tomorrow, maybe leave a like, subscribe. 702 likes will get us that milestone. If not, it'll probably be a rebuild. So yeah, there's that. Or if it's close, I might just be like, screw it, dude. I ain't doing a damn rebuild. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys are excited for the next season like I am, as we got a bunch of new guys and still some project players, but also some guys that could make this team better. With that quarterback position seemingly being solved, we're cooking. Let me know what you guys would have done differently, and let me know what you guys thought of the offseason in general. You think we did good or we did badly? And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video, but until next video,